Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Star Wars The Old Republic Game Update 7.6 live stream. I am Jackie, Senior Community Manager.
I'm Eric Musco, Game Director.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, you as well.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today.
We do.
Lot to talk about
We
today.
were literally taking bets on how long this stream was going to be, and all of them were over an hour.
Yeah.
Which I guess is relevant to this slide, actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking an hour 25. That's my personal bet.
I said an hour and 23, so Price is Right rules are not looking good for me. But
Okay, so as you can see, first off, I fully recommend that you all stick around until the very end of the stream. One, because we have a lot to talk about and showcase, but also there is an active Twitch drop that's happening right now.
Yep.
So starting with today and going until November 20th, if you watch 1 hour of Swtor content on Twitch, you will be able to obtain the Ilum art poster decoration.
Yep.
Now, in order for you to obtain this, make sure that you go to Swtor.com, go onto your account page, make sure that you hook up your Swtor account and your Twitch account and connect those two. So that way you'll be able to partake in any of the drops that we enable for like the rest of the year.
Yep.
So this is what it looks like.
Yep. And again, we'll be shocked if somehow you don't earn this. Shocked.
Yes. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. But that's not the only Twitch drop that is going to be coming your way. At 7.6 launch, if you watch 4 hours of Swtor content on Twitch, you will be able to unlock the Amethyst Voltilla mounts. Look how beautiful that is. Purple's the best color. I'm so happy that, Brad, I'm so happy that we were able to do this. It's a beautiful mount. And we actually have quite a few mounts that are geared up for, like, I would say, like the next several years, honestly. So this kind of sets up the cadence for how Twitch drops are going to be working from now on. There's going to be an active one for every dev stream. There's going to be an active campaign for every game update launch as well.
Yep.
For the dev streams, watch 1 hour, active for 14 days. Game update launches, watch for 4 hours, going to be active for 28 days. And with game update launches, we're going to be altering between creature mount, mechanical mount, creature mount, mechanical mount. So for 7.6.1, you can expect a mechanical mount.
Yep. So if you're watching the VOD as an example, if you're not watching this live, you can still watch that hour of content from the next 14 days from November 14th, which is today, to be able to still earn the Ilum decoration.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Now getting into the meat and potatoes of the stream. What are we talking about today?
That's right. So we're talking about everything that is coming in 7.6. And again, this is going to be a long one. So get yourself a drink, strap in for a long stream. So first up, Ashley and Caitlin are going to talk to you about the Galactic Threads storyline, where we're going next in everything in the story. After that, what's coming next to the Cartel market. So Brad and Fred, you already heard Jackie talking off stream to the other folks that are going to be joining us on stream, talk about what's coming into the Cartel market. We have dynamic encounters. Brooks pressing buttons too quickly. Yep. Dynamic encounters, the next content type coming into 7.6, along with comlink, a new UI, a new way for us to serve some narrative stuff. You'll see that in a bit. We also have the new layer boss, the Propagator Core XR53, Replicator Gone Wrong, band name in high school. Which will also, look, how far into the stream are we? And I already got a band name joke in. Thank you. Which will also come with new augments for players to earn. So Bryant was going to come and talk to you about how the new augments will work and what changes will come with augments in 7.6. All of this will be on PTS. Actually been on PTS a little bit, but all this will be on PTS for you to test and earn some new incentive for testing it. Beautiful, beautiful new mini pet. Except in a story, yeah. And we'll talk details about that. Thank you, Kate. New PvP season 7, along with some changes to PvP that we'll be talking about as well, alongside season 7. And Life Day's coming back. 'Tis the holiday season, and that means Life Day's back as well. Hug some Wookiees, throw some snowballs, earn some sweet new rewards, which we'll be talking to you about as well.
And then our finalists have been selected for the Best View in Swtor contest, and we're going to be showing off all of those lovely, lovely shots later.
That's right. And so that's going to do it for Jackie and I for now.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll be back to talk about a lot of the stuff that's there. So we'll hand it over to Ashley and Caitlin and tell you all about what's coming in the 7.6 story. Bye.
Bye.
Hello there. I am Ashley Rule. I am the narrative director on Star Wars The Old Republic.
And I'm Caitlin Sullivan Kelly. I'm the principal writer on Star Wars The Old Republic.
So today we are here to talk to you about the Galactic Threads storyline, the next chapter in our saga here. Now, first off, top of this, we just want to say, spoiler warning. We're going to talk about the way things ended at the end of 7.5 because, you know, some pretty significant things happened in the story. So if you don't want spoilers, please wait maybe 10, 15 minutes, skip ahead. We're going to talk a little bit about that and then where we're going in Galactic Threads. Good? Okay, cool. All right, so what is happening, Caitlin?
A lot of things have happened, and if you haven't clicked off yet, don't look at this because it's literally a recap of everything that happened in our most recent update, which was Desperate Defiance in 7.5. So probably the biggest thing that happened at the beginning of 7.5 is former Jedi Padawan Sahar Katin approaches the player and asks for help getting the elusive holocron of Darth Nul away from Hidden Chain leader Field Marshal Hedda Cole. And the mission was successful. At the end of Desperate Defiance, the player actually helps Sahar get the holocron. It's in the player's possession. However, the prison ship where the holocron and the machine were being stored is destroyed in the process. And unfortunately, we have no idea what Sahar and Rakan's fate, Rakan being Sahar's brother. Also, during the mayhem during this mission, the player not only got the holocron, but also managed to free a group of Force-sensitive refugees from this prison ship. And during the course of this mission, because of the holocron, because of the refugees they found, because of what happened at the end of the update, the player had several opportunities to either strengthen their relations with either the Republic or the Empire, or make some choices that kind of put them on uneven footing. And then, at the end, as Ashley mentioned, some crazy stuff happened, and I'm pretty sure not only all the players, but the characters in the story are also going, what the heck is happening? But Shae Vizsla actually led a super secret team of mercenaries to break into the fleet and free Darth Malgus from his prison cell there. And they kind of flew off into the galaxy, not to be seen again. We don't know what they're doing. No one knows.
Malgus is loose.
He's loose again. But to make matters worse, he now has the powerful Mandalore Avenger on his side, and nobody knows why she did it, which makes things even more strenuous.
Yeah. So there's just a couple things going on.
Yeah.
There's just a handful of things.
Only a handful of plates spinning in the air that we need to keep up with. Not that many.
Yeah.
But for Galactic Threads, we're actually going to be picking up very shortly after where Desperate Defiance left off. As you can imagine, everyone is kind of just flabbergasted. They don't know why Shae would choose to do this. It's going to have far-reaching consequences for many people across the galaxy, not just the Alliance, the Mandalorians, but the Republic and the Empire as well. But basically where we're going to kick the story off is the Mandalorians that are still loyal to Shae Vizsla, who are still fighting against the Hidden Chain, who still believe they can kind of bring Shae Vizsla back, and they actually come into the player and offer their assistance to help track down Shae Vizsla and Darth Malgus. I think that's what the clip is that we have today.
We have a little teaser clip from the beginning of Galactic Threads. So
sneak peek of that.
take a look.
You're sure it was them?
Entirely. This particular Hidden Chain strike team had been harassing a nearby settlement for some time. The residents were very eager to tell Theron everything they saw.
Then we need to move before they can... Shae's flagship.
It must be the Arbiter. He took command of it after Shae disappeared.
Stay alert. This could go either way. Apologies for showing up like this.
This isn't the way to do things, Jakara. Not after everything you let happen.
I know that. Under less dire circumstances, I would have taken that into consideration. As a show of our support and our commitment to this partnership, we're here to help put an end to all of this, however we can.
Oh, tense times with the loyal Mandalorians.
Very tense.
We'll see where that goes. So there are a lot of things coming into Galactic Threads that we can explore, the storylines that we can explore. So we've actually made a new mission style, I guess, for this story, where we have multiple threads, see what we did there, to explore in this update. So first off, the player has the holocron. What secrets can we unlock? And like, what can we learn about Darth Null and what the purpose of it was? What is the Hidden Chain doing now that their prison ship is destroyed, the machine is destroyed, but they're still out there. They're still vying for power. And what is Malgus's ultimate goals, and what is he doing with Shae Vizsla? So this storyline has multiple threads that you can explore in different orders, and a lot of companions along the way. So there are a lot of relationships you can affect and stories you can tell. So we are going to go through a couple of the characters that we'll see in Galactic Threads.
Yep, as Ashley mentioned, there's going to be lots of different leads to follow up on in this story update, and as such, we're going to need some companion characters with a wide variety of expertise, I guess you should say. So we're going to see a lot of familiar faces, but a lot of varying faces as well. As you saw in the story teaser clip, we have Jakaya and Ras Ordo joining us again. I think this is the first time that Jakaya has actually been someone who's kind of joined us, not permanently, obviously, but someone who we kind of can go back to and get information from.
He kind of had his hand forced in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But he steps up.
He steps up kind of where and occupies the space where Shae used to be. He's the arbiter of the current loyal Mandalorians, which kind of made him Shae's second in command. Sorry, his her right hand man. And after Shae did what she did, he obviously had to step up and take leadership responsibility, even if he might not be that interested in it. He's obviously going to do the job that needs to be done. His younger brother Ras is going to be joining us again as well. We fought next to him in a boots on the ground capacity several times on Runuk, most recently on Port Nowhere and Chains in the Dark. And he's going to be, he's obviously not very happy about what's transpiring.
It's harder for him to hide how he feels about this whole situation.
Yeah, he's not leading people, so he can be a little more blatant about what's happening when it comes to his emotions. He's obviously not dealing with it well and struggling a little bit. So we're going to explore that a little bit whenever he joins the player on one of the missions. Arn Paralan is going to be joining us again, the Jedi Knight. Player has kind of been following his journey as he's gone from a Jedi Padawan into his own as a Jedi Knight. Most recently, we saw him in Desperate Defiance at the end when he was kind of checking in with the player after the player succeeded in the mission of the Hidden Chain prison ship. And we also got to work alongside him very closely on Ord Mantell during Chains in the Dark. And we've kind of presented Arn in a way where he's been very interested in history, and he's been helping the group in the Republic that's been researching the history of Darth Null and what she was about, what she was up to. And because he has that sort of expertise, he is a perfect fit to come and join us as we kind of look for more clues about Darth Null's history. The flip side of Arn is Major Anri is coming back. Since we saw her on Manon, she has had a bit of a promotion. She is an attaché to Darth Krovos and kind of working as another liaison between the Players Alliance and the Sith Empire hierarchy. She comes and joins us on a mission, not to really keep an eye on us, but to offer a helping hand, offer some input of things that are happening within the Empire, and ways that the player's relationship with the Empire is kind of changing and evolving. She'll be there to kind of give those hints.
And she always brings her own snark.
Yep. We're still hunting down Hidden Chain Mandalorians, and who better to help us there than Akabi Spar, who cannot stand the Hidden Chain Mandalorians. And she's obviously kind of risen through the ranks a little bit as well within the loyal Mandalorians ever since she helped on Runuk, ever since she helped the player kind of hunt down different aspects of Hedda Cole's Hidden Chain. She's very loyal to Shae Vizsla and by extension Jakaya. So Jakaya kind of tasks her with helping the player once more in one of the missions. So we're going to be doing a little bit more archaeology in this update. Last we saw Taylor Strelick was during Digging Deeper. He was present at the ruins of Darth Null's temple on Elam during the dig there. They were trying to get deeper into the temple after Malgus kind of brought everything down. And in this update, we learned that he and his team had a little bit of luck. They breached part of the ruins, and we're going to go look into that a little bit with Talos's help.
It's always a good day when Talos shows up.
Yep. And last but not least, we have Lana Benico. For most of the update, Lana's going to be acting as kind of holding down the base of operations for us, giving us intel for the leads that we're going to be looking into. But there is something that happens that makes her say that she has to get out there into the field out of the kind of administrative capacity that she sometimes holds. And if it's something bad enough that Lana needs to get her lightsaber out and go into the field, it's probably pretty bad. So she'll be joining us for that particular mission.
Yeah, it's always great to see Lana come back into the field and
show off her
work with
Sith
us.
skills.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I think also as far as locations go, these characters that we just saw, that we just described to you, are going to be joining us all across the galaxy. We're going to be taking a look at Hoth, Tatooine. We're going to be going back to Elam, as I mentioned before. And also there are some rumors abounding that some Alliance members may have discovered the ruins of the Emperor's fortress on Elam, which, if you'll remember, during the Battle of Elam storyline, was the stealth spaceship that belonged to the Emperor that Darth Malgus then took for himself when he rebelled. It crashed to the surface, and the player and their allies can locate the wreckage. Who knows what kind of secrets they may find in there.
Yeah, that's really exciting stuff if we can find it and figure out what Malgus's plans are from there. So that is all we want to talk about the Galactic Threads storyline today. There's so much in this update, and we're so excited for y'all to get to experience it. There is a caveat. So while this production is very well underway, we currently do not have all the elements we need to complete this story and to deliver it to you. So with that in mind, we are delaying the Galactic Threads storyline, just the storyline, until we can complete the story to our quality standards and what you're expecting when you play the story. So the moment we have everything we need to finish this story, we will get it in your hands. But we're very excited for you to check it out. There's so much here, and we are very, very happy to give you this chapter. But that is the only part of 7.6 that is going to be delayed. There's a ton more stuff that we have coming up in the stream, and really hope that you'll take a look at it. So with that, Caitlin and I are going to jump off, and we're going to hand over the mics to Brad Lewis, our art director, and Fred Newman, our art producer, to talk about Cartel Market Editions, some cool new bundles, and art assets and initiatives. So good to see y'all, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye!
Hello everyone, my name is Brad Lewis. I'm the art director for Star Wars The Old Republic, and I get to work with Fred here and the rest of the amazing art team to provide quality, beautiful artwork for the game we all enjoy.
And I'm Fred Newman, art producer on the project. I get to do all sorts of stuff. My team works with Brad on stuff we're going to talk about in just a few minutes, and a wide array of things from event rewards, galactic seasons, and even the last few years, environment modernization, which you may or may not have seen.
Right. It's some exciting stuff that we're trying to do. First thing we're going to talk about is the Remote Trading Outpost Bundle. This one is a massive selection of decos that are inspired by Galaxy's Edge. And
it's a brand new kind of decoration bundle. So we're trying something new. It's a little terrifying, but Very excited about it. This is going to be a bundle that has not one, but 2 full sets of decorations. So a veritable hutload of decorations for you to get. And 2 mini pits to walk away from.
That's right.
And right in the middle of that, some lightweight gameplay. So,
That's right. This is the first deco bundle we've ever released that has embedded gameplay and quests in that come along with it. So we're excited to see how people react to that. Here is work in progress of the bundles. This has some street lights and some
garbage cans.
Garbage cans,
because you need garbage cans to keep your stronghold clean. You just got to make sure to empty them because you don't know what it might draw.
Right. We've got an assortment of light fixtures and other fountains and water things that you can place that you may or may not have seen in Galaxy's Edge if you've ever been able to visit there. We kind of wanted to let you bring some of the magic of that experience back to your stronghold. This cantina, for example, is placeable on both a starship hook and a centerpiece hook. And what's special about hooks this time around?
Very special. Our Brooks has set up new layouts. So on the centerpiece and the starship hooks, you're going to have a brand new layout that will accommodate the cantina, but you can use it for anything.
Right. Now, what the state of these decos, it looks like they're a little bit neglected, don't you think?
Yeah, look at that sad boy.
Oh, that poor DJ droid. Mm-hmm. Here's a shot of them repaired. Now, how is it going to work that they go from neglected to repair?
Open for business? Well, it's really easy. All you have to do really is go by the Cartel store, pick this up. Once you click on it, you'll see, oh no, I've got all these neglected pieces, which you get to keep. There's going to be another little piece in there too that will start you on some tomfoolery and a little lightweight gameplay because, you know, we all like to talk to the manufacturer about the stuff we bought that's broken.
That's right.
So once you do that, then of course you'll have the repaired items. And that's what this is right here.
So the neglected and the repaired versions of each are available to you. We're not going to remove the neglected once they're repaired at all.
No, and you get the repaired versions unlocked through the gameplay like we were saying along. And also, our new friends, the Baby Dianoga and D5CO, our disco DJ droid.
Right. These were so much fun to build, and we cannot wait for you guys to get them. It's been a load of fun to build these. This Baby Dianoga is a hovering mini pet, and the disco droid is a land-based pet that will randomly play a light show and a music track.
So you can have them both out at the same time.
That's right.
All right, so in summary, again, let's going back to this. When you open the Remote Trading Outpost bundle, you're going to get all of these neglected items to begin with, and you can use them wherever you want. Split up between strongholds if you want. But once they're repaired,
you get all of the repaired versions of the original decos, plus the one Cantina Bartender, the Dianoga mini pet, and the D5CO Disco Droid mini pet.
Oh, yes.
But wait, Fred, that's not all.
That's not?
No, that is all. This is plenty. This should be fine. If we did more than that, we'd still be working on it. Now we're going to talk about the Cartel Market Skeleton Crew inspired things we've got ready for 7.6. Wait, 7.7.6.
7.6. You say dot, I say point.
It's 7 3/5.
The takeaway here is that I'm going to wear this. I'm going to wear this outfit for the winter.
This is a fantastic outfit we've got for the prominent figures in Skeleton Crew. It's got the pirate-themed jacket, and the variant 2 is pirate-themed without jacket. So you get the jacket or just the shirt. They're both great outfits.
These are some striking Buccaneers, but I think they need some Buccaneer gear.
Oh, yes. We've got the Fearless Buccaneer Vibroblade, Vibrostaff, Pistol, Assault Cannon, Blaster Rifle, and Sniper Rifle. This weapon set is complete with all of these things and the Vibroblade, the Lightsaber and Dual Saber. I'm sorry, there's so many of these this time around.
These are gorgeous, Brad. These
Hard
are gorgeous.
to keep track of them all. No, they're beautiful. They're such great weapons.
I'm going to have this one, but you know what? I'm dying to know more about what's next.
Well, why don't we wait for the next slide and we'll start. Along with 7.6, we've
Is
got
Caitlin dead yet?
Yeah, probably. Along with 7.6, we've got the chrome white metallic gray die pack. You can see it here applied on this armor set. And along with that, we've got new customizations from Skeleton Crew. So the half long, half short hairstyle with a little streak of varying color on the side, as well as Fred dropping his mic. We have the Braid Hawk
It's soon to be called the Fred Hawk because I am going to wear this all the time.
That's right. Not only these hairstyles, but we also have the very heavily player recommended or requested long hairstyle. This was the victory loop hairstyle without the attachment in the front. So we noticed that players were asking for this, so we wanted to make this free for players. So with 7.6, this will be ready to go for them.
Yeah, so now you too can look like the spring event vendor.
Very heavily requested. Let's see, now we're going to talk about the Master the Fight bundle, Starbolt Edition.
Nice.
This bundle includes a 180-day subscription time with 600 Cartel coins per month.
And 5,500 Cartel coins?
A one-time grant of that.
Crazy.
Plus 5 primary and 5 secondary metallic yellow dies per character.
Oh yeah, and you'll get the Vectron 240R Starbolt mount, that's sleek yellow. It's got rideable at level 1, comes to speeder rank 5, and it's got a special ability.
It does have a special ability. When you mount up on this, you will get a temporary ability bar button on your UI. When you click that button, it will give you a player-controlled speed boost, which means you can play that boost at any time you want to.
So nice. I love that yellow.
Yes, it's very nice.
Taxi.
It looks like a taxi,
You
but
weren't
it's
supposed
not.
to say that.
You can't have anybody else ride on that right now. So wait. Anyway, the bundle will be available for purchase on Swtor.com and Steam on November 15th. It will be available until January 14th, 2025.
And the bundle's priced at $99 USD. That's a lot of bolt for your buck.
Sure. Before we forget, here are the examples of the primary and secondary metallic yellow dyes.
Love it.
Speaking of dyes, we've got something we'd like to talk about.
Die pack updates.
That's what it says. The die packs in the game, we've had a lot of feedback about how die packs are purchased and stored and applied to the character, and we want to reevaluate that system. And so while we are doing that, and before that picture solidifies, we do want to go ahead and make the Cartel Market sale of 50% off all die packs starting November 14th.
For real?
November 14th. Is that today?
That's today.
1 minute.
These people over here tell me it's now.
1 minute, he said. 1 minute.
Well, okay, well, wait a minute.
Isn't this already long enough?
Okay. For real, so we are trying to improve how the player experience is around die packs. So that's what our intention is. Until we settle that out, they'll be on 50% off sale.
That's awesome, Brad. Why don't you take us home?
Well, that would take a while, but anyway, thank you for watching. My name is Brad Lewis. Say goodbye, Fred.
Goodbye, Fred. See y'all later.
All right, we are back.
Yep.
There's like 30 more minutes, and then you can get that Twitch drop.
Oh, I was like, what are we timing
it's
now?
It's 1:30 right now.
Got it.
I want to win my bet.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we talking about now?
Yeah.
Dynamic encounters,
Yeah,
baby.
let's jump into some of the other content coming in 7.6. So dynamic encounters. So dynamic encounters is a new content type that's coming in 7.6. And the goal of dynamic encounters is really just to breathe life into the planets that they inhabit. So it's new types of adventures for you to experience all around the planets where they are. So you're going to find them primarily on Hoth and Tatooine, and you'll see examples of them in a second. But so dynamic encounters the main ones are again on Hoth and Tatooine, and then there's a separate type called hidden chain invasions. There's special types of dynamic encounters, and they're going to task you with stopping Hedda Cole from being a big old jerk, as she tends to be. That she's trying to gather resources and people and things that she tends to do, and they're going to happen across a variety of places that I will let you discover on your own. But let's give you an example of kind of what dynamic encounters look like, kind of in action. So here you can see showing up on both Tatooine and Hoth. So here, again, you can see that there's timers on each of these. So the way that dynamic encounters work is when you're on the planet, you'll see them just kind of popping up organically. They can pop up in the spaceport through a variety of zones. And again, this can be the kind of thing of where you pop up in your spaceport and all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, there's a dynamic encounter that's here. And you'll see an example of these right now. So this is Road Gig.
Ad gonk.
Yeah, so this is the second stage of one. The first part that you could be discovering is where you need to help this band kind of recover their musical instruments. And now the second part is take over a gonk and help them advertise their band. Make sure people come see them in the cantina.
Waddle all over the place.
Yeah.
Gonk.
Yeah.
Gonk.
You take gonk and you go gonk all over the place. Be like, come see my band. Gonk.
I will say though that I did select some player favorites based off of the PTS feedback that we got, and you can carry little tauntaun's up a hill.
Yep.
And they're not puppets this time around.
Right. And so the nice thing with dynamic encounters is there's a large range of what dynamic encounters can encompass. So it can be everything from, these are two non-combat examples. There's also a combat example. We'll show you an example in a second. They can be from fighting a lot of enemies to fighting more boss-style encounters. And again, these are really just meant to show you, again, really just to kind of breathe life into these. So the example here being, you fight some Gamorreans, you get a nice repulsor cannon, and then you whoops-a-doop the Gamorreans into a Sarlacc pit.
Because they're testing these near the Sarlacc pit, I think, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
not a good time. Not a good time. So you got to take care of that.
Yep. And so the question that, of course, will come to your mind is, well, why am I doing these dynamic encounters? I obviously want to earn some rewards. So dynamic encounters will fit into a lot of the existing game systems. So you'll earn, for every dynamic encounter you complete, you'll earn both tech fragments and conquest commendations. This will fit into some of the gearing changes, specifically augments, that Bryant will be talking about in a second. The hidden chain encounters specifically will drop armor pieces, notably hidden chain armor pieces, which we'll show you in a second. And there's also like rare drops, such as a special Lothcat, which we will also show you in a second.
My son!
Yeah, and there's more for you to discover as well.
All right, what do
as you
these
go
look
around.
like? Well, this is the hidden chain armor and the electric gaze armor sets that will be dropping in pieces when you complete dynamic encounters.
Yep.
There are also mounts that are,
Don't
I
forget
forgot
Lothcat.
about my
How could
baby
you forget-
cappuccino.
How could you forget about your Lothcat?
My baby.
Yep.
You know, this is the freckled Lothcat kitten pet.
Yep. And then to Jackie's point, one slide too fast, but there's also some mounts. So this is where I'm talking about that they fit into the other game systems. So there's going to be a whole host of achievements for you to earn. And a good example here being is that the Desert Sand Mount and the Frozen Peaks Mount are actually the rewards that you would earn for completing the Tatooine and Hoth meta achievements, respectively, for dynamic encounters. So if you complete those metas, you would then receive these mounts for completing them. So those are the new meta rewards for those. So again, kind of fits into the whole, all throughout game systems throughout the game as well. So that's dynamic encounters.
Yep. Now, comlink.
So let's talk about comlink. So comlink is a new interactive UI that we're introducing to kind of enhance how players engage with the game, generally speaking, kind of enhance the world. So there's two different situations where you could run into comlink in the game. One would be interfacing with terminals, and the other would be communicating with characters. So let me walk you through both of these examples. So the first one would be terminals. So this is a new way for you to interact with terminals in the world. So let me give you a really specific example, and then we'll show you a 7.6 example. So think about back in 7.4 when you had Lane's lab mission, right? You had the mouse droid that you're working through to get HK's core, and you interfaced with the terminal there. We used a KOTOR conversation. This would be kind of something that we could use to replace that, right? And so this can be everything from interfacing with terminals, droid spiking terminals, or players even turning in event currencies. So the place that we're going to introduce this is the first place that you would see it. In 7.6, there are a handful of dynamic encounters that will leverage comlink. And so we'll show you an example of what that will look like now. Yep. And yeah. Brooks is going like this to remind us to talk over it. But yeah. So, and again, like any other place where there would be decisions that you can make or something like that. So as a terminal, you'll get to choose standard dialogue options that could come up here. This is another place that you would be able to make conversation options. This could also be a place that we can inject darker light side choices. And again, like I mentioned previously, you would also be able to potentially turn in currencies as well. So we would be able to leverage this in a variety of places throughout the game. And again, this is an example of one of the dynamic encounters that you'll experience in 7.6.
Yeah, UI did an amazing job with this.
Yep.
Fantastic job.
Yep.
It looks beautiful.
Yep. So let's talk about the second example, character conversations. So think of currently there's holo calls in the games, which the joke that I would make would be imagine you're getting a voice call. So that would be where a holo call, you get the little pop-up, you click it, you receive a holo call, and you have a voice conversation, right? This is the other example, which is someone's blowing up your phone with some text messages. That's kind of what comlink would be. Think of it like having a in Star Wars text message conversation with someone. So comlink will give us a way using a similar UI. The UI looks different than the one you just saw, but it would give us a way that you can have a text message style conversation with a character.
Yeah, don't leave Lana on read, by the way.
Right.
Be nice.
And so it would be all the same things I just talked about. So you'd be able to make dialogue conversations and all of those things. So again, one thing I do want to point out, I put on a bullet here, but I will make it very crystal clear. In no way is this meant to replace cinematics or voice content in any way. We're looking at this as a value add. This gives us a new way for us to offer more narrative context or content in ways that we may not be able to previously, right? Because we go, oh man, we have this mission or we have this, secondary side quest or something, and we want to try to do is be able to add more context or add more flavor to it. This would be a way that we could offer another conversation path or add another terminal that you can interact with. We can add additional, information there. I'll give you an example, right? Like the remote trading outpost mission as an example, you're going to see comlink in there as a way that there's going to be maybe some information about Dianogas there that you might run into. So there's actually one of these character conversation comlink missions is the intro mission for the layer boss in 7.6.
I kind of think of it as comlink is the MSG of narrative features. Flavor. You're welcome. Now the layer boss. Propagator Core XR53.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Propagator Core XR53. So this is the new layer boss coming in 7.6. So it originated from one of the many broken pieces when the Emperor's Fortress crashed onto Ilum, as kind of one of the things that Ashley and Caitlin alluded to as well. Reminder that this is when there was the, oh my god, the name of the flashpoint just completely ran out of my head. Thank you, False Emperor. The False Emperor flashpoint is where the Emperor's Fortress was, and that had a tragic ending if you played classic Swtor. So it's crashed down. So this XR53 layer boss itself is a Rakatan droid replicator. What it does is it replicates itself to create new droids. But when it crashed, its core functions got a little disrupted. And so it may not be doing exactly as it's anticipated to. And so it's trying to fix itself by harvesting resources in maybe an unanticipated way. And so
I mean, when you try out the boss in story and veteran modes in 7.6, there's going to be 8 additional resources that it can potentially harvest from.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Wink, wink. So you'll figure that out when you go through the mechanics. We'll let you discover that for yourself as you play through it. So this is some of the beautiful, the area that the team built on Ilum is it's gorgeous. It's amazing. And I think really does a good job of setting the tone of the overall boss encounter. There are some nice big white letters on here that call out art not final, and I think it should be pretty clear from the model that's there, but this is an untextured version of the model, but just to be very crystal clear, that is not the full model that you're looking at right now.
Keener eyes will see my corpse in that green puddle.
Yeah. Is that one of the resources we mentioned earlier?
You know, gotta get your protein.
Thank you. I don't know if you can see Brooks's mouse cursor highlighting it for you, but thank you for the nice rounded
She's fine.
circle.
She's fine. She's just taking a nap.
Yep. Yeah, so that's the Propagator XR53 layer boss. As Jackie called out, available in story and veteran mode. And so with the layer boss, one of the things that we always want to do when we introduce new end game group content, it gives us a new opportunity to introduce or make adjustments to end game gearing. And so what we're going to be doing in 7.6 is introducing a new set of augments along with making some adjustments to existing augments. And so Brian Wood is going to talk you through some of those changes that are planned right now.
Yeah, it's a pre-recorded video, just as an FYI.
Yep.
Hey Swtor community, good to see you again. I'm Bryant Wood, systems designer on Star Wars The Old Republic, and today I want to bring you through some of the new augments coming to Swtor in patch 7.6. So in 7.6, we're going to be adding 3 tiers of augments to the game. The first is Augment 83 at item rating 296. Second, Augment 86 at item rating 302. And lastly, Advanced Augment 86 at item rating 310. Now we're going to be using all of the crew skills in order to craft these new augments. The augments themselves will be crafted by Armor Mech, Arms Tech, and Synth Weaving, but you'll need components coming from Artifice, Biochem, and Cybertech. As hinted, you're going to need materials coming from the new layer boss in order to craft these augments. Now let's take a look at how to craft them. To craft Augment 83, you'll need crew skill combined components, processed isotope stabilizers, and solid resource matrices. Now these augments don't require you to kill the layer boss in order to craft. These are meant to be an introduction for players who don't currently have augments and find the current offerings a little too difficult to obtain. Along with this, as noted at the bottom, we will be making sure that processed isotope stabilizers and solid resource matrices can be obtained for Java scrap on the fleet ships. Let's take a look at the more advanced augments now. To craft Augment 86 and Advanced Augment 86, you'll need crew skill components as well, Cybertech crafted materials, the CM1337, and 2 new materials, Purified Bioessence, which comes from Biochem, and Overclock Biostabilizers, which come from Artifice. These new materials will require the Corrupted Bioprocessor, which comes from Propagator Core XR53. To obtain the schematics for these augments and their materials, you'll be killing our new layer boss. On story mode, the layer boss will have a chance to drop schematics for Augment 83 and a low amount of Corrupted Bioprocessor. On veteran mode, there will be a chance to drop the schematic for Augment 86 and a high amount of Corrupted Bioprocessor. If you want to upgrade yourself to the Advanced Augment 86, you'll have to go through crew skill deconstruction and deconstruct your Augment 86 to potentially learn the schematic. Next, I wanted to clear up a little confusion that I've seen coming out from PTS when we had story mode released. All of the schematics that drop are going to be completely tradable. You can learn them yourself, you can give them to guild members, or you can put them up on the GTN. All drops are going to be personal loot. Every player who defeats the layer boss will have their own equal chance to obtain the materials and the schematics. No fighting over anything this time. CM1337 will become easier to obtain. The details will come later, but I wanted to let the community know that it won't be as costly as it currently is on live. And lastly, veteran mode will drop way more Corrupted Bioprocessor than story mode. The real intent here is that players who are trying to earn the Advanced Augment 86s will be going through veteran mode, even though it's still possible to eventually get there through story mode. In summary, how do you get the new augments? Kill the new layer boss, collect your loot, and craft away. And with that, I'll pass it back to Jackie and the team. Thank you, everyone.
Was that
I
the
think
cue for
Brooks
us?
is pointing at us.
Brooks is just pointing.
Okay, I just have to say real quick that it seems like Brad and Fred, they now have a pairing name, like team pairing name.
Yeah.
Brad, y'all are amazing.
Yeah. But also,
that's so good.
We also have to point out that they've also just been handing you objects.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're
I'm the XR53 right now. I'm just harvesting resources. What do you mean, sir?
I had to point out for those who have watched previous streams that I hope that this is being given to Jackie so she doesn't just throw a fan at me mid.
Throw's a strong word. It's a very strong word.
Was a strong word. So dynamic encounters in XR53 have already been on the PTS for a few weeks. For those of you that have been testing it, thank you very much. It's been very super appreciated. All other the stuff that we're talking about today, from here to before now and from here to the rest of the stream, is going to be available on PTS. Ideally tomorrow, we're going to be standing up PTS is our current plan. Pretend there's an asterisk here. I just didn't put one because game development is difficult sometimes, but for all intents and purposes, as far as we can tell right now, we should be standing up PTS tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for that. I mean, again, everything except for the Galactic Threads story, because again, we never put story on PTS, will be available for testing then. And we want you to earn some sweet stuff for helping us.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. And so, yeah, do you want to talk through what these are?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to be pointing.
I'm going to lean this way.
So in order to get the first of many title, you have to defeat the Propagator Core XR53. Say that 3 times fast on story mode.
Not going to.
Get first among veterans. That particular title, defeat XR53 on veteran mode.
Yep. And then this whole bucket is basically just go play a whole lot of dynamic encounters, okay? Do it on a Republic character, do it on an Imperial character, and do it on both planets, on Hoth and Tatooine.
Oh, we got that one.
Yep, and oh yeah, I messed that up tragically in rehearsals. And what you will earn is the previous Cutting Edge title, previous Strike Team Hero title, and both of the previous Kaizyken mounts, which is both the Hollow Log and the hilarious Slow Moving Log, which is the best mount we've made, in my humble opinion, the dumb best mount we've ever made. I love it. No, you don't agree, Brad? No,
Brad says sure.
Brad says sure. But really,
if you do all of that,
cream of the crop. All of the, I should specify, all of the dynamic encounter achievements.
Right.
You do not need to do any of the layer boss achievements, but if you do all of the dynamic encounter achievements, you will earn the beautiful B1SAL mini pet, along with a whole host of other previously available PTS titles. B1SAL, inspired by our friend from Andor.
Yeah, look at that baby.
Yep. So,
sweet boy.
If you wanted to earn a bunch of the old previously available PTS and testing incentives, they're all available for you. If you already have a bunch of them, well, good news, do the dynamic encounter achievements and you can earn the new B1SAL mini pet.
Yeah. I'll also want to say too that all of these will be available at 7.6 launch.
Correct. Yeah.
So they're not going to immediately
magically appear. Correct. Yeah, you'll earn all of them when 7.6 launches. Yep. I'm waiting for KTL. When is that? But he'll don't worry. He'll do that when he sits right here. He'll do that a bunch. Don't worry. I have faith. PvP Season 7. The theme is Path to Mastery. It's going to kick off with 7.6 launch, and as per standard, it's going to run for 16 weeks.
Yep, we have to clarify that because in previous seasons,
yeah, we had extended.
Yeah,
starting with Season 6, we had extended the length a little bit. Before we get into the specifics, though, we actually have a couple of changes coming, starting with Season 7. So first off, let's talk about pre-mades. So we wanted to start addressing some of the, I can't see chat right now, but I bet even as soon as I said the words PvP, probably someone in chat said pre-mades. So I'm going to channel that. So one of the things we want to work towards addressing a little bit of that is players can no longer group for war zones in groups above 4. So that's the maximum group size you can group going into war zones starting in 7.6. And that's down from 8. And that obviously doesn't stop entire groups from queuing, because that's important. We do want people to be able to group when they're going into war zones, but it does stop things like 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks from going in to war zones. The second thing is set bonuses. Level 75 set bonuses, so the ones that came in from Spoils of War, so in Onslaught, will no longer work in PvP. And so this might sound like a strange change, but let me explain why we're doing it. So this is kind of meant to target 2 things. This is either new players that are jumping into PvP under level 80, or a common place where players come back into the game is also under level 80. So that kind of PvP bracket that's under level 80. And what happens is, there's enough people that are parked in that PvP bracket that have kind of twinked themselves by having really good gear and those level 75 set bonuses that are simply just way too powerful. Those level 75 set bonuses give you a lot of power in PvP, and so one of the ways that we want to address that is by removing those set bonuses and not letting them work in PvP anymore. And so this is to kind of address one of the things that we've heard a bit of feedback in from that we've gathered of just trying to stop that onboarding of a new player goes into PvP and they just get decimated through some of that power benefit that happens from those set bonuses. So they'll be disabled going forward starting in 7.6.
Yep.
Again, they'll still work in PvE, they'll still be fine, they just will not work in PvP.
All right. Talk about some of these rewards that you're going to be getting.
Yeah.
There's going to be new armors. There's going to be new decorations. A new emote, Honorable Bow. To my dismay, is not a literal pork bun, but it is a very respectful gesture that you can make towards other players or in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Do whatever. I'm not your boss. It's okay. There's a legacy title. Wait, go back. I threw him off with the Chashu Bow. There's a legacy title called Pathfinder. And then also your character name, Master of Paths. And the meta achievement title is called Seeker.
Yep.
Let's take a look at these armors. You got the Plume Scout armor, Plume Trapper.
Those are on the reward track itself.
Yes, I love that. The one on the one on the right. Oh, it's beautiful. I love purple. It's the best color. You have Feathered Ranger, Feathered Huntmaster as well.
And those are the ones from the vendor specifically. Yep.
And then we have the Honorable Bow. It's very respectful.
Yeah, as pointed out, not a bun.
Not a bun.
Yeah.
And here are the Battler Trophy, small and large trophy decorations as well. You can't really see the character, but there's a player character for scale.
Yep.
Because that trophy's huge.
It's real big.
It's gargantuan.
Yep.
But okay, so that's it for our PvP. Try that. Take two. That's it for PvP.
There you go. So
I got there.
On to the holiday season. Winter. I don't even know. Brooks is losing his mind. On to the holiday season, which is Life Day. So it's our winter seasonal event. We forgot to put the date in there. So Life Day is going to begin. Oh, Brooks forgot to. Life Day is going to begin on December 10th, right? Correct? Confirmed? December 10th is when Life Day is going to begin. So pretend it says December 10th on there. We were going back and forth on the start date. We just forgot to put it in. So December 10th is when Life Day will begin.
Amazing.
There are effectively two things for those of you unfamiliar with Life Day, which is throwing snowballs at people to get snow-covered parcels, which is a currency you then turn in to get a bunch of different rewards, which we're going to show you in a second. And then you can just walk around and hug some Wookiees to get some sweet achievements. And so there's two new rewards, again, that are coming in 7.6. Let's show you what they look like. The first one is the Tursa G1F7 mount.
Yeah. Give out some presents, spread some cheer when you're, doing dynamic encounters on Hoth.
That's right. And the new ornate Life Day robes.
These are apps. I'm going to be throwing so many snowballs at you because this is a robe that I
So
absolutely
aggressive.
love.
I see.
I just
get
want
the rewards.
I just
Not
want the
to be
robes.
aggressive.
The Ornate Life Day robes. They're beautiful. Now I do want to preface that on the left side of this image, that is a default coloring of the robes, and on the right side is so freaking good. It is dyed with the Havoc Squad red and white dye.
Yeah, just as an example of what it would look like.
50% off now.
That's true. It's 50% off now. That's right. As of 20, I don't know, an hour ago. I don't know how long we've been doing this. I'm trapped in this box.
We're almost hitting an hour. You've almost got your Twitch drop. And so we have the best view and Swtor finalists. Y'all submitted such beautiful shots of the 5 locations that were up, and it was very difficult selecting the finalists. But I'm going to be showing y'all a video, showing them off because I just have to because they're gorgeous. So. As previous contests, winners will be announced at a later time. And also the winners get special gilded frame decos of their winning image.
That's right. And then whichever winners are selected, so the winners will get the gilded version of their deco, and then that a regular version of that will be made into a deco that everyone will be made available for everyone. That'll then go on the anniversary vendor, which will go live with 7.6 as well.
Yeah. So that is it for me. We're going to run the clip, and then when we come back,
it's going to be me and Papa Keith.
Yeah. So I'm going to take my resources and head on out. Without further ado, here are the finalists.
Are we back? Okay, sorry. They're
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh.
I think we are back.
I'm only here the first time, so I'm not back.
That's true.
I'm just here.
That's true. Keith is here. Who are you?
I'm the executive producer,
That's true.
which means I get to look at all of this stuff and comment on all of it.
That is true.
And half of this stuff I have no idea you guys were going to say.
That's true. Keith's like, I don't know what we're saying today.
Amazing.
That's great, though. You get to keep us in check and make sure that we don't forget anything, right? That's kind of how that works.
That's how it works. That's the idea.
That is the idea. Okay, so let's wrap this up. But before we wrap it up, let's start with Mac Launcher update, right? So do you want to tell people? And it's funny because when I was over there before, I saw a bunch of people asking about this because we didn't actually have this in the agenda up front. So I know a lot of people were interested. Where are we with the Mac Launcher?
Well, we figured do it at the end so I have something to say.
That's true. There you go.
You've already recapped everything.
I know.
right?
I guess so. Yeah. There you go.
Unbelievable. Okay, so, all right, the Mac update.
Yeah,
Right.
yep.
We've been in test for a number of weeks. Right. We got some great feedback from people. We opened up for a little bit larger test. We got even more feedback. We made some changes. We believe that we're either going to release it fairly soon or just open it to a wide audience. Right. We've got a couple more bugs we got to fix. Right. But overall, it looked really good. I anticipate maybe in the next week or two we'll make a decision about how many more people we can add into the test.
Okay.
And after that, we'll just release it and make it generally available.
Okay. Yeah. So again, our goal is to get Mac Launcher out obviously as soon as we can.
Yep.
Anytime anyone that's watched the stream before, if Keith could tell you a date this moment,
I would tell you a date.
He would. And so goal is to get out as soon as we can. So we'll have more updates in the next couple weeks or so. Cool. All right. Let's recap this. Here we go. So we have more Twitch drops. I think we're at an hour, right? Are we at it? There we hit an hour. There you go.
Watching, you should get.
So there you go. You got your first Twitch drop, and
But we've got another 3 hours to go. You get your next.
There you go. We got it. There you go. So we got Twitch drops done. Check that box. The Galactic Threads storyline, again, we kind of talked through where that's going. As Ashley alluded to, that's the one piece that is delayed out of 7.6, but everything else that we're talking about today is not, right? So let's keep that in mind. The remote trading outpost, crazy deco bundle set that's coming. A lot of really elaborate things that are in there with 2 different decos, 2 different full sets of decos, along with the 2 mini pets. If Disco was right here, I would show you and shake him and make him play his sweetness. Skeleton crew inspired items coming to the Cartel market, armor set, weapons, etc. So some really, really cool stuff coming in from Skeleton crew. Dynamic encounters, our new content type coming. Again, really trying to breathe life into the planets that they're there. Comlink, new UI. Again, really just kind of a new way for us to level up kind of how we tell narrative in the places that we use it. We have the new layer boss. Get on there, try not to die, bring your friends, get some sweet stuff like new augments, which I assume is the next bullet. I did it. So thanks, Brian, for talking through that. I didn't call that out earlier, but it'll probably be either today or tomorrow. Bryant is going to make a more detailed post about.
Should be today, right?
About either just all the details about both the new augments, changes to existing augments, and kind of all of the details you'll want to know about how augments are going to be working in 7.6. So keep your eyes out for that. Public test, again, public test has been up for a couple weeks. Our goal is that everything we talk about on today's stream will be minus story will be available tomorrow for 7.6. So that'll ideally be tomorrow. And then again, there's some incentives for that. New PvP season, along with a couple changes that we talked about, are coming in as well. And then Life Day, so holiday quarterly event with 2 new rewards for you to earn. Always the ticket.
And you've already told them what day it's going to start.
We did. It's starting on December 10th. Best View finalists. Again, we showed you the finalists. Stay tuned in the next little while. Obviously, it'll be before 7.6. We'll tell you who the winners are. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. And then is that everything?
No.
Is that
what I've noticed that you guys didn't talk about? There's something missing.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. I think we did miss something, didn't we?
We did. And
Well,
I think you should talk about this.
yeah, so turns out we also have another skeleton crew item coming. That's right. Imagine if you were cruising around the galaxy and you said, you know what I would love to do? I'd like to have my companion and my mini pet cruising with me on a mount. That's right. So, as you can see, this is some new tech on a mount that we built here, which is basically companion and mini pet mounts are coming to Swtor. That's right. Thanks for reminding me, Keith. See, this is why we keep you around. So
How can you get it?
How can you get it? Yeah. So let me say what it is first, then we'll get there.
I don't know. I think they want to know how to get it first.
Okay, fair enough. So I will assume it's coming to the Cartel market.
Right? No.
Oh, okay. How do you get it then?
It's magical.
It's magical? Yeah. So the first way you're going to get it is as a
Subscriber amount, right? Reward amount.
subscriber reward. Subscriber reward, yeah.
So basically what we talked about was we could sell this to you, but reality is this, right? We want you to play the game. We want you to have fun with it. So we're going to give it to you for everybody that is a subscriber starting on the 29th of November all the way through January 4th, anytime in there, as long as you are active on the day that 7.6 launches.
Yep.
So as long as you're a subscriber on that day and you subscribe anywhere between the 29th and the 4th, or you're an active subscriber already, right? You already have the 6-month.
Right, if you have like Master of the Fight bundle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Right. Then that works, and we will give this to you.
Yep, yeah. So if you're a subscriber, basically if you're a subscriber on like the 29th, which I know you're going to ask me, is that before 7.6? November 29th is before 7.6 launches, to the question you're inevitably going to ask me.
Is that the date it's launching?
It's not launching on November 29th.
So it's not in November?
No, it is not in November.
So it's probably in December.
That's correct. It is in December, yeah. So if you're subscribed before, so if you're subscribed on like November 29th, you'll get it when 7.6 launches.
Correct.
And then if you subscribe anytime from there or after, you
we'll
might
make sure you
might just need to relog or something, but then you'll get it right away.
Yep.
So the first of these mounts is the Marum Cicada.
Did you say that right?
Marum Cicada. Again, it's inspired by Skeleton Crew. It allows you to ride with your companion and mini pets.
But the asterisk is what?
There is an asterisk, right? So as an example, like Bessie wouldn't work with this mount, as you can see, because. Wow! I feel. Oh my God! I feel bad. Oh my God!
I wanted her to sit next to me.
Oh my God! That was the most doughy eyed I've ever seen you in my life. Oh my God! That caught me off guard. I'm not going to look at you. Yeah, Bessie will not. Bessie will not work in this one. So there will be some exceptions in places where not necessarily all companions would work. So we'll give details for that specifically. But the nice thing is we tricked you a little bit, obviously, because we showed you some mounts earlier in the stream from Dynamic Encounters, which are actually mini pet mounts. So the two mounts that you can get from Dynamic Encounters, the Desert Sand and Frozen Peaks lifters, are actually mini pet mounts. So not companion mounts, they're mini pet mounts. So those two, you can take your favorite mini pet and take them around the galaxy with you, which is pretty sweet.
Does that have an asterisk?
No asterisk to my knowledge on that one.
Okay.
But the other thing too, while we're talking about subscriber stuff, I know there's something else that you like to often gripe about. You're like, I just want to get my character name on my server.
Yeah, the biggest issue I have is I have too many characters and people have stolen my name on the different servers. And so I want something back. And so I asked the team, what can we do about removing all the unused or inactive names? They said, well, we could do a character name purge. I love it.
Yeah.
Make that happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's how it works. So inactive character names starting at 7.6 are going to come up for grabs. So here's how this works. Basically, if a character has not been logged into since January 1st, so basically
almost a year.
Yeah, basically since this calendar year, they will be flagged for rename, and that name will then become available. If you are a subscriber, an active subscriber at 7.6, you're ineligible. So meaning that won't impact you at all. So if you
don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything, right? Okay. So if you have a character, so you're an active subscriber, if you have that character on Satil that you haven't logged into since 2014, you know, you
have to keep the name.
Yeah, you're just muling, armor sets that you've been farming, whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't need to log into them. You will not get.
If I'm not a subscriber now and I am a subscriber by the time 7.6 for it.
You're totally fine. Yeah. So subscribers are completely not impacted by this. It's only if you are not a subscriber and the character has not logged in since January 1st. So if you want to make sure that you keep any of your character names, you need to make sure that you either subscribe before 7.6's launch or log into those characters before 7.6 launches, because otherwise that character will get flagged for
It's
rename.
not just log into your account. It's log into the character on the server that
Correct.
you want to keep the name.
Correct. It is correct. That is, yeah, that's very, very important. And as a part of that, what we're going to do, because I think there will probably be a mad dash to then try to get character names that you might want or something like that, the character name consumable item will then be 90% off for 1 week following 7.6's launch, just to give you more opportunity to rename those characters.
And something just to point out that if it's going to be flagged for rename, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll lose a name.
That is correct.
Right. So if in fact you do sign on afterwards and your name is still available, you can still have that name.
Right. If that hasn't been taken. So as an example, if you have the character name Keith, and you log in, and it might show, oh, this it'll be marked as it's been marked for rename. You can just double click it and go, give me Keith again. And if no one has taken Keith on Sateel, which
Correct.
Keith probably would have, you can just get it back if no one's actually taken that name. But we will mark the character for rename to free it back up on that date.
Correct.
Yep.
Now, I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Right. And probably they're going to ask, is this a one-time thing?
Yeah, so
Right.
right now, this is just a one-time thing we're doing at 7.6. Ideally, what we want to do going forward, because we know this is a question that comes up all the time, we want to make this something, some kind of ongoing thing that happens as some kind of rule or regular thing that happens either on certain updates or something like that. We don't have anything to announce about that today, but just know this is something we'd like to do in the future on a more regular cadence, because we haven't done a name purge in a long time. Yeah, so something we want to do more regularly.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I think we definitely now have everything for 7.6. I think we've talked about all the stuff that's changed now, right? Is that right? No? I still missed something?
Yes. We have another slide coming up.
Do we have another slide?
We didn't tell you about it.
Oh, we did? Okay.
That's not true. I did tell them about it.
Okay.
The Axel Koi. I mean, you know it's coming up.
Oh, I do. That's right. Okay. So yeah, okay. So the other thing that we've talked about a lot in most of our most recent live streams is planetary art modernization. Woo! And you may have noticed it's been absent from this stream, and it certainly is not absent from this game update. So you will notice a whole host of art modernization across Tython and Korriban especially. Those two planets saw some pretty, look at this, and well, you're welcome. So there's some pretty sizable stuff on Tython and Korriban, and then a bit lesser, but definitely also some art modernization across Ilum and Hoth as well. So again, you're going to see modernized art modernization on Tython, Korriban, Hoth, and Ilum. Again, very noticeable on Korriban and Tython. That's where the brunt of the work was, but also some across Hoth and Ilum as well. So really excited to about that as well. Yeah. So again, just so beautiful. Again, there are some just crazy spots where the team especially some of the statues on Korriban and stuff were just like
Texture.
It is amazing. It's astonishing to see some of the before and afters that are there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think this time we're finally going to stop being coy.
No.
Right?
You have to tell them the truth.
I think we have
We
to
have more for you.
I think we do, yeah. And this is the last one for real, though.
Maybe. So before we get to that, right, I want to point out that the art team has really spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you actually alluded to this in your last producer letter. We had actually teed up that one of the focuses we were moving towards, just as a goal, was art modernization. And we've been talking about this in environment art modernization.
Right.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Not this time. This time we're talking about characters.
That's right.
Right.
This time we're talking about characters. And the amazing thing is, I saw, because I was watching chat, we were watching chat when Ashley and Caitlin showed the video earlier. Yeah. And so I saw just like 3 or 4 people were
noticed it, right?
They did catch it. So let's talk about this. And then we'll show you, because obviously I think everybody's like, please God, show me, show me. Now that I know that I'm looking for it, show me. So top line goal, because this is super important, was to improve the fidelity of your characters across the game, Sorry, and I should say fidelity of characters, not just yours, but the fidelity of characters across the game while making sure that your character stayed uniquely yours, right? Like
I created it. It looks a particular way that I want it to look.
Right.
And you kept that.
Right. I mean, for a lot of the people, especially watching this stream, and I mean, like us, like we've played this game since the day it launched, right? I have had the same main since day one, right? And so to have that character's identity change would be impactful, right? In a not great way. And so we were very sensitive to making sure that it still felt like it was uniquely your character, the one that you made, right? So that was top line goal, start to finish. So the way we did this is we actually attacked it from basically 4 different directions. First up, targeting character textures. I love that you're going to please mime all of this. Character textures. Ocular specularity, which is the white soul in the eye, and then lighting improvements and shader improvements, which is skin and hair, skin and hair.
The best I could do it.
Skin and hair.
Sorry, guys. I know that's not what shader means, but when I think of shade, right? Yeah.
Which is skin and hair shader improvements. So the important thing here is that the character textures specifically apply to humans, Chiss, cyborgs, Miralukins, Mirialans, Togrutas, Ratatakis, and Zabraks.
You can't say that part.
I definitely am not saying it again because you could just read it. That's what's happening starting in 7.6. Obviously, our goal is to continue this modernization. So, ideally, we'll see more of that in the future. Everything else that's listed there, ocular specularity, lighting changes, and the shader improvements are across the whole rest of the game. And again, the important thing about this character improvement is that this would impact any character across the entire game that uses the same model that player characters do, right? So the only exceptions here would be like Lana, that's a unique model. She wouldn't necessarily see these improvements. She would see some improvements from maybe lighting changes and stuff like that and shaders, but she wouldn't see the texture changes because that would only affect the player, anyone that uses the player characters, right? But I'm sure you're like, stop talking and show me. So I'll stop talking and I will show you a before and after example, right? So this is a good example because on the left, you can see that the character's skin is just plastic, right? But on the right, you can see there's defined texture, soul in the eye, very clear, lighting coming into them,
But you can see it's the same character.
But it's the same character. It doesn't feel like it's suddenly a different character. So the team knocked this out of the park. It feels like in so many ways like it's a different game, but it's the same. We have been so stoked to show you this. We literally built this on a different branch to hide it so that no one would ever know we were building
Couldn't
this.
data mine it.
Yeah, you couldn't find it. You couldn't find it. So the for real, we're not joking with just one more thing this time.
Maybe,
but no, for real. The for real this time. So here's what is actually coming in 7.6, just as a real quick recap so you have it in one place. And then when we're done talking, by the way, we have a really nice long video to show you a bunch of before and
that's
afters.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah, okay. So again, more Twitch drops are coming. We're probably at 4 hours now. I don't know. You have your Twitch drops, I imagine. There's Twitch drops. Galactic Threads storyline, as we've talked about. Remote trading outpost echoes coming in 7.6, along with a bunch of skeleton crew inspired items. Dynamic encounters, our new big content type, along with comlink. New layer boss. Try not to die with your friends or bring your friends to kill the boss, along with new augments to support it. PTS testing is ongoing now. Ideally, new build goes up tomorrow where you can see all of this, including the art modernization, and get some new rewards for it. New PvP season coming in 7.6, along with some of the changes we talked about. Life Day with new rewards to earn for it. We have the best view finalists that we showed you today. We'll be announcing the winners in the next couple of weeks. Mac Launcher testing is ongoing. We should be announcing some more news on that hopefully very soon.
Very quickly.
Yep. Very quickly. Yep. Companion and mini pet mounts, which is a sub reward, so make sure to sub in the next few weeks, so that especially that you're coming over the 7.6 window so that you can just get it for free, so that you can cruise around with your favorite companion kicked up in the sidecar, which is the Ram Cicada. Yep. Name purge coming, so make sure to sub or log into your favorite character and be ready to claim your favorite name, which is Keith.
That date happens on launch day.
That happens on 7.6 launch day. That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. Which
Just making sure, because I want to ask you when that's happening.
I know you do, yeah. Look, People could probably do some math about what dates I've said it is not and what date things are happening life day and probably figure out.
It wasn't the 29th.
I said it wasn't the 29th.
We know it's not the 3rd.
And Life Day starts on the 10th.
And it's before our anniversary, which is the 20th.
Right. And
So
Life Day,
you can figure out from there.
Yeah, and Life Day starts on the 10th, people. So just like,
But I'm not supposed to tell you that it's the same day as Life Day.
Yeah, just close in the box, people. This guy. This guy.
You should hear all the groans over here. It's pretty funny.
And we have obviously the big thrust of art modernization, which Keith has been alluding to inside of producer layers and stuff, is the planetary art modernization across Korriban and Tython, Hoth and Ilum, and then the big thrust of character art modernization, which you now get to know about today. Surprise.
And the video is going to show them what?
All of it. It's going to show the art modernization. So it's a whole bunch of before and afters for planetary art modernization and then some before and afters of character modernization as well.
All right. So they help make sure they got their Twitch drop. We're going to give them another couple
We're going to give you another 3 minutes if somehow you haven't gotten your Twitch drop. That is going to do it for all of us here today. Right. We have been so stoked to finally be able to talk to you about all of this coming in 7.6. This is the big update that's like 6-point font right now with this bulleted list. Just a reminder that, again, all of this minus the story is going to be on, and the MTX items, I guess, are going to be on PTS, hopefully when we stand it up tomorrow. So please go on and check it out. Let us know what you think. I'm eager to go look at chat and hope see some all caps yelling at us with people being pretty stoked about it.
Don't forget to log into your accounts, log into your characters so you can keep your names if you care to do that.
Right.
Or easily just subscribe. I know I'm selling, but just subscribe and then you don't have to worry about any of that.
And you'll also get the new companion mount, right? That's the only way to get the companion mount as well, and is to subscribe. So easy crossover there as well. Again, thank you all. We've been so stoked to talk about 7.6, so I'm glad that we finally get to do it. We hope you enjoyed it, and thank you to the team for talking about it. Team Bread, Caitlin and Ashley. You need a team name. Everybody needs team names now.
And we'll mention Ted because he's been sending out stuff on social because Jackie's been sitting over here yelling at us, telling us not to say that. Right. So. Right.
So.
But anyways, we said it anyways.
Yeah.
You guys have a great one.
Thank you all. We'll talk to you next time. Yep. All right. Bye. Enjoy the video.